Hey, what's up, gang? Today, let's talk about the easiest way to fail on YouTube or really any online endeavor or social media platform. Quite simply, what I find with a lot of creators that I've worked with, a lot of entrepreneurs that I work with, is that their approach to whatever it is they're trying to build, create, or sell is a little bit backwards, or maybe just a better way to say it is highly ineffective. And the reason why is because many of them are looking for the path of least resistance, the easiest way to get from point A to point B and reach whatever their personal, professional, or individual goals might be. That's not necessarily wrong to look for the path of least resistance, but in doing so, what most people do is become what I call opportunists. In other words, these are folks that will try their hand at many different things, trying to see what works, only to find out probably years later that they've made very little progress, whether that be in engagement, in viewership, subscribers, followers, whatever the case may be, only to realize a couple years later, well, this isn't working, let's try something else. Let's try to be an opportunist in a whole other arena. And what they eventually, hopefully, come to the conclusion of, and if they're in one of my programs, they get to this conclusion very early because I harp on it very hard, is that the issue isn't that you've been doing it absolutely wrong or that your content is absolutely terrible. Sure, that may be true in some cases, but in most cases, I find that not to be the case. What's really going on with most of the creators and entrepreneurs I work with is that they don't have what some people call stick-to-itiveness. In other words, they don't understand how much grind is involved in order to build success. There's an awesome quote in a historical tome. I don't even want to call it a novel because the book is literally like 50 pounds. It's like a tome that I have at my house about the United States Army and its history. And one of the quotes in the beginning of the book is a question that asks the audience, what makes a soldier? And then the book follows up, the author follows up and says, time. What's going to turn you into a great entrepreneur, a great creator, a great YouTube personality, a great social media expert is time. You're going to have to spend time learning, right? That's getting knowledge. You're going to have to spend time planning and putting your strategy together. You're also going to have to spend time in execution. And what I find with almost every person I work with is that they're often very good at either execution or getting knowledge. In other words, the two types of people I usually work with are the folks that fact check for years before they ever film their first video, write their first blog. They send me 20 different questions about copyright issues because they want to be sure that what they're going to do is safe, not realizing that there is no such thing as safe. Everything has risk. Or they're people who just execute with no plan, no strategy, no forward-leaning principles driving their work. And then what happens is they get on this treadmill and they make no progress because what they're creating lacks direction, it lacks strategy. And so what I want to help you all avoid is approaching whatever platform you're working on like an opportunist, like a person who's just looking for the quickest way to make a buck or the quickest way to get to success. And frankly, if your only end goal is you succeeding, I will submit to you that you're doing it wrong. Because in order for you to succeed, someone else is going to have to benefit from what you're creating. If you're going to sell a product, it has to solve a problem for another person. Elon Musk is known for saying that a person gets paid in direct proportion to the size and the intensity, and I'm ad-libbing a little bit, size and intensity of the problems they solve. Think about that for a second. He helped invent PayPal. That's why he's a billionaire, because now he has SpaceX and Tesla. You might run a gaming channel and wondering, well, why am I not a billionaire? Because frankly, a video game YouTube channel is not designed to solve the world's problems. Sure, it may be designed to reach several thousand or maybe even a few million people and bring them some level of entertainment, but entertainment is fleeting. Fans are fickle. They will love you one moment and then hate you the next moment when you choose to do something that they don't like. And so if you're looking for success, however you define it, you can't think like an opportunist. You have to think with empathy. You have to think with the mind of a person who's out to do good and live well by the people that you are serving. And in choosing your niche, and that's part of the problem, opportunists really don't spend enough time in the strategy phase. If you've read my book, and I highly suggest that you download my free ebook over on my website. I'll have a link to where you can go grab it in the description, and a card that you can click on at the end of this video. In my book, the first chapter is very much focused on helping you understand your overarching strategy. And to do that, I tell you, turn off all your electronics, go for a walk for however long it takes you, however many days it takes you, to really think about what it is you want to do, who it is you want to serve, and how you want to serve them in such a way that you can also find success. See, there's nothing wrong with you being successful. But if you're trying to be successful at the expense of other people, or at the very least, not considering other people in the equation, I hate to break it to you that you're probably doomed to some type of failure. So, do not behave like an opportunist. Do not simply choose the path of least resistance. Do not bounce from idea to idea without putting any strategic thought into it, hoping that this next thing you do is going to be the one that hits. Because frankly, it may take some of you a few months to up to a year to get your first hit, to get your first thing that does really well. And usually that's the result of practice, right? So think like strategists, think like empathetic folks that want to go out and do good by other people, create content that does that, and watch your success grow as you go forward. I hope you got a lot out of this. Like I said, go over to the website, get my free YouTube survival guide ebook, get on our mailing list, because I send out private videos on my mailing list. And actually, if you're getting the ebook, you'll be joining the mailing list to get it, so you'll be covered. I send out private videos to my mailing list that I don't send to anybody else, okay? So you definitely want to be a part of that. If you are watching this on Facebook, be sure to like the channel. And as always, remember, friends, that we are stronger than I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.